All right, welcome to another installment of Steve's Auto Care. It's been a while since I've done a video. Um, really, it's January 17th today, and I took a vacation in December, and in January I haven't done any real neat work or the kind of jobs that I felt would be video worthy. Even this job is not really video worthy, but it's been a while, so I'm gonna just pop this video out real quick. You notice there's some things missing off the top of this. Well, what is this? This is a 2011 Nissan Frontier. Let's see, pick them up. And I'm in the midst of doing a 100K service on it, and part of that service is changing the sparking bolts or the spark plugs. So what's involved? Well, that. So this part over here, right about here on the upper plenum, covers the 3 spark plug bolt holes for the passenger side bank. So that has to come out. It's not really hard to take out. You got one bolt here, there's a bolt back here, here, and here. Those go out. See this nipple here? That's for the brake booster. That's got to come off. There's an electrical harness that is, or a connector that's on this bracket. I elected to keep the bracket on, and so that comes off. There's see, it's hard to see. Well, there's a piece here, and see, there should be somewhere else, and I'm not seeing it. Oh, right here. Here and here is where a wire harness, a loom, goes up and over, and so it's connected to this bracket. But because the harness goes over that bolt, and then it's got a plastic keeper to hold it onto the bracket, I elected to take the harness off. So the bracket stayed, the harness came off. There's a hose holder here that comes off, and then on this side you have 2 retaining bolts that hold this neck of the plenum, and then there's a vacuum tee or nipple here. The hose got to come off. You do notice that on this side I just kept that connected because that goes right here, and since that, when that is on there, you can't get to that bolt or that one. So these vacuum lines all stay together. One thing you'll notice that's missing is the throttle body. Now let's talk about that. The throttle body is right here. Okay, yes, it's unplugged, but let's see if I can get it to hold up. Guide it with my fingers here. Here and here are coolant hoses, and I didn't feel like draining or dealing with coolant dripping or anything like that. So I just left the hoses on and take the 4 bolts that take that throttle body off. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a new gasket in the gasket kit, but generally you can reuse those throttle body gaskets. They're giant O-rings. They're really strong. 90% of the time you can reuse them. So I'm not worried about there. Alright. So now the plenum comes off, or before you even get to the plenum, I'm jumping here because I'm trying to get the job done. You do have to take the air cleaner snorkel off, which is this guy here. That one clamp comes loose. You undo the 2 clips. There is a see if I can show it to you. Right here, a harness that is clipped onto that. It's not a harness, it's a vacuum or an air, I think it's an air bleed tube for the front differential on this one. So if you have 2-wheel drive, you may not have that. You do have to take the mass airflow connector off, and then a vacuum tube right there, and then the 2 bolts, and then the whole unit comes off. It's just so much easier than dealing with all these different clamps. Just take that off. All right, so once you get the snorkel off, then the upper plenum comes off. You do have the lower manifold holes. Now, if you're careful, you don't have to plug them up, but you should just be on the safer side. What is usually recommended when you do these spark plugs is you always take compressed air and just blow the crud off. That's why you plug these up. I just use shop towels, just stuff 6 of them, 1 in each hole, stuff them up. Then I can take the shop air and blow it off, and I don't have to worry about junk falling in there. All right, so there's the tune-up. Let's see if I can add some light to it so you can see a little bit better. There we go. So there's the tune-up on everything. And you can see that I got the coils already off. Spark plugs are out on this side. I still got the spark plugs to take off on that side. So there's the spark plugs. Technically, this engine has 7,500 miles on it, or 75,000. No, 57,000 miles on it. But the customer said that he would like the 19 or the 100,000 mile service, since it's been so many years done since the car was new. So he's preempting it, which is fine. I don't have a problem with that. But so there's what everything looks like. You see, I got the coils laid out, and that's it. Job is done. Sorry for the shaky, but I'm trying to do this all one hand, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching.